BBD Institute of Technology and Management welcomes you to its team building event. We at BBD believe in cultivating team spirit and professional values in every individual that becomes a part of BBD family. Today, Team Chaos will be presenting a cyber attack that happened on a scale so large that it involved two nations and ultimately caused a destruction of a huge amount of natural resource. Before we get into the topic, Team Chaos of second year will introduce themselves.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Himanshu Sharma. I am learning under the mentorship of Ma'am Surbi Kesharwani and Sir Piyush Kumar Singh.
Good morning. My name is kudesia, learning under the mentorship of Ma'am Surbi Kesarwani and Sir Piyush Singh.
Good morning everyone. My name is Prakhar, learning under the mentorship of Ma'am Surbi Kesarwani.
I am Ishu srivastava and I'm hosting on behalf of the team. Our team have chosen Soviet pipeline explosion of 1982 as a research topic. We have used extensive research techniques listed out by the experts and have incorporated various information from the sources available on the internet. The first subtopic of today's presentation is the plot behind this cyber attack, and it will be presented by Himanshu Sharma.
Thank you, Ishu.
In the midst of year 1982, Siberia faced a massive explosion in their natural gas pipelines. It is said that the blast was no less than that of 4 kiloton. This is roughly about 1/7 of the atomic bombing on Japan. The blast was so massive that it was visible from the spy satellites in space. Although there was no report of casualty, the news immediately rang. All bells of alert at the White House. The commander of this mission was the US President Ronald Reagan himself. The administration of White House confirmed that CIA had safeguarded the software from any theft that happens in future. Ultimately, the Soviet spies went ahead robbing the software to use it for their Trans-Siberian gas pipeline plant, because the stack of natural gas was going to manipulate the markets that were controlled by United States. The result was the explosion. This cost humanity a huge loss of resources. This is a curious question of debate. Was it a gas move by US to bait the Soviet intelligence, or the plot was well researched and supported by CIA spies in Siberia? A good thinking becomes a good opinion.
Thank you, Himanshu, for throwing light on the most sensitive and crucial element of this attack. Now, we will hear about the structural and organizational data behind this attack, and this will be presented by Naman Kudesia.
Thank you, Ishu.
The main weapon of destruction in the attack used was a Trojan horse. It was developed and planted by a specialized team of hackers hired by CIA. US Secretaries of Defense along with a core support team formulated this idea. Every microchip that was stolen was embedded with Trojan horse. The original code had a few additional lines of codes. This created a place for Trojan horse. It was programmed to run smoothly for 10 million cycles. In simple words, it was designed to run for as long as 5 months. Shortly after that, it started giving false signals, caused part to exchange and false logic, causing the pipeline to explode. Among computer science scholars, this a curious question of debate arises that the pipeline explosion was an accident and US drew attention away from growing Soviets, or it was a consequence of some Siberian research projects and US used it for creating unnecessary attention. Internet is a good source of knowledge, but it has its own consequences.
Thank you, Naman, for detailing this pivotal step behind this cyber attack. Now, Prakhar will elaborate us on the tech insider information of this cyber attack.
Thank you, Ishu. Now I'll be talking about the tech insider which was being used in this attack. Trojan was created in 1971. It is a malware. It has the potential to hide and to mislead the target. His intention can be manipulated at the time when it is activated by a remote switch. It can easily act as a botnet. Governments develop spyware for many operations which are popularly called as bowware. The Trojan is assisted by worms and it travels across the internet with the information provided by worms. Some of the early Trojans are dark comets used by NSA, EAGBTR popularized in late 1980s, NetBus was developed in 1998, 12 tricks in 1990. Was the CIA smarter for creating a Trojan with that type of stealth, or the Soviets were too excited to even consider checking the software codes? The facts are always hard to believe.
Thank you, Prakhar. The information was illuminating and very knowledgeable. And now, I, Ishu Srivastava, will enlighten us all on how the Cold War that was causing huge losses of natural resources came to an end. With the tremendous help from the tech brains and outrageous support from risk takers, fighting a war has come to a tip of fingers resting on the keyboard. This cyber attack is a clear example of a Cold War. It involves nations that do not have good relations and are fighting for the most superior position in the world. A number of speculations were developed, and almost all of them revolved around this one conjecture, saying, how was CIA so sure if the plan was going to work or not? Anyone could have used it not knowing its destructive capabilities. After all, it was put into the market by CIA itself. Miraculously, a news about some nations involving double agents in their espionage activities has caused them no good, which targeted Soviets particularly but very indirectly.
Furthermore, we would be hearing about the united opinion of Team Chaos on this cyber attack.
If the attack was really done by CIA, the attack was well researched, strategized, and conducted. But at the same time, it was an unethical step, wasting tons of natural gas in the name of revenge. We really have to think about our foolish acts.
Although the gas was still to reach the markets, the stack of energy could have easily helped 10,000 small villages to thrive for at least 5 years, and when converted to electricity, it can run 100 computers for at least 100,000 hours. This is the reason why most influential tech brains on Earth are turning towards a closed, sustainable facilities like smart cities and smart societies.
Hacking is an influential skill. It takes time and practice. The people who conducted this attack were experts with more than 25 years of experience. So do not try to carry out any unethical act through hacking.
Technology is set to take human evolution to the next stage. Having full knowledge of computer science will mark the initial steps towards this goal. We can create any technology if we use our mind in a controlled way.
Team Chaos would like to thank the director of BBD Institute of Technology and Management, Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan sir, the head of department, Dr. Divakar Yagisen sir, the department in charge, Dr. Himlata Pant ma'am, and the computer science security assistant professor, Mr. Rudrendra Bahadur Singh sir, for giving us this opportunity to learn, inform of this event. Thank you, yours sincerely, Team Chaos.